Suitemates. Today we're gonna review one of the Oscar-nominated films called One Night in Miami. It was directed by our girl Regina King. We love Regina King, and I hope you love her too. Otherwise, get up. No, don't get off. I like y'all. Come back, come back. But anyway, they were not kidding when they said one night, and I guess they were in Miami.
Yes.
They were in the hotel room for the majority of that film. But it was
Yes.
fun.
And at first that threw me off because I was thinking new age Miami, not segregated, these black powerful men being in one area at one time. So I was just
I
like,
didn't even know they were all popular or famous or whatever you want to call it at the same time. That was news to me.
yes. So you had Muhammad Ali, who at the time was Cassius Clay, and he was battling being a Muslim. And I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know who he was played by, but I've seen him in a few things, and he's a good actor. I
He
think he
was
was empowered.
oh, was he? Oh yeah, they did say that in his
Yeah.
filmography. But he
Hmm.
was Wells in the Hundred, and he was killed off really stupidly. That's the only place I know him from. But
I did see the 100. So yeah, I do remember him
mhm,
from that.
but
Hmm.
his acting improved. Like he was good as Cassius Clay. Like yes. And I
Yes.
mean, it was four of them, and they all carried their own. I feel like they did a really good job at portraying the personalities of each of those individuals.
Because when you watch the movie, you forget that these men were real people with personalities, with
Hmm.
friends. Because whenever you think of Malcolm X, you think of him and his wife and his kids. You don't
Exactly.
think of him having friends. So this was like
And
an
the
eye opener.
movement. You also think of the
Yes.
movement whenever you think of him. So it was
Y'all
kind
Yeah.
of
make me
like
wish
when
I would have followed directions.
say that again.
Y'all make me wish I would have followed directions and watched this movie. This sounds interesting.
Yeah. You should have watched it. Why didn't you watch it, G?
Uh, didn't have time. There wasn't enough time.
It was a long movie too. I think it was about 2 hours.
I
I'm
definitely
tired
didn't.
of these 2 hour movies. Take me back to
Yeah.
1 hour and 30 minutes. But it's okay. I watched
Yeah.
it. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was worth it. She did a good job. Regina did a really good
She
job.
did
Even
a
though it was
really
only in that one hotel room in the roof, she did a good
Hey,
job.
they had other scenes
I
when they
think that's
first
the hardest
started.
kind of directing.
True.
And did you guys think that they filmed during the pandemic? Because I watched with my family. So I remember one of my parents said it looks a little different. Like the scene cinematography looked different and the way they were placed seemed more space.
Distanced.
Yeah.
Well, it says
Probably.
2020,
Well, it
Oh,
was
so
okay.
released then, so maybe that's a good point. But the initial scenes before they ended up in this one hotel room, it was it was hard to see the white guy tell the guy, he was talking to him outside the football guy. What's his name again? Jim Brown, I think his name is.
Yeah, we'll go with
Quote
that.
me, but
sure.
I think his name is Jim Brown.
Yeah, it
So
sounds
he
right.
was talking to his white coach or whatever, and then they having a good conversation. Oh, I love you, whatever, whatever. And then his granddaughter said, I want you to move the furniture or whatever, granddad. So he was being all nice and was like, do you need help with that? And he looked at him and said, no niggers in the room. You know that, Jim, or something like that. I was like,
Okay. And right before that they put like it was before Malcolm X died. So I want to say it was like 1967-ish.
yes.
So you're thinking, oh well, he wouldn't call him a nigger to his face. Like I didn't think he was that bold, but he was. He
Oh,
was
this was
Yeah,
a
and he
time,
kind of,
bold.
right?
I think he even patted him when he said it. And I was like, did you not just say you loved him or whatever? Wow.
Right. And he was like a son to you.
But
Messy.
not in my house, though. I was
It's
like,
like,
okay.
mm-mm. That
Yeah.
sounds like more like a dog to me.
They allow dogs in their bed.
Yeah.
And get treated worse than a dog. Literally.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the whole movie was about, the fact that why is this still happening, and why aren't these powerful men using their voices to start change? And that's what Malcolm X was trying to get each one of them to do, and that's why I really liked it, because he already was doing it, and they all were kind of just like, I like my career and I'm comfortable. But then they all kind of tried to show him how they were using their voices to make change, even though it wasn't in the same way that he was doing it. So it was a really good movie.
Yeah, and that's the part that I like. And that was the best message because you do have that thing where some Black people, when they get powerful and famous, are kind of like, but I was able to do it. I help when I can, but that's not my job. And then there's other people who are like, but no, this is your job. Like you have influence.
Exactly. And not
So
only
it
that,
was
you are
great.
still Black in America.
And Sam Cooke was really irritating me. Leslie Odom Jr. is nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this role. And I think he did a good job because he was irritating me. Because when he said, well, I own the masters to my music and I sing this. And he was like, but you sing about love. Like you sing about stupid stuff and we in a whole movement. And that's when his song, I'm getting with Blake, his famous song about change in the civil rights
Change
movement.
gonna come.
Yes. And then it kind of said that's how it came about based on this night. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so deep. But Leslie
Oh, so
did a
this
great
is
job.
based on like real events.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, because
inspired by real events.
Jim Brown was a consultant on the movie. So I guess he really was friends with them. It wasn't just like this fictional
Right.
thing.
And I didn't know they were that even like he was hosting or anchoring, whatever you want to call it, one of Muhammad Ali's fights. And it really struck me that sometimes you really do see these people on camera and you don't know they're friends behind scenes because I would have never thought that they were friends. Him, Malcolm
Hmm.
X, and Sam Cooke. I would have never
Hmm.
thought it.
Or having those deep talks, like even when they were like they're just using you, like the Nation of Islam is just using you, Cassius. Like they don't really want you to become a Muslim. They just want their name to be put out there. And I
Want your
was like,
face, basically, yeah.
and Malcolm, he tried to defend it, but it was hard. But it was good. And it made me want to go back and read some of their stories and their books. I Googled, but actually reading their books because their perspectives are still relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do know that Sam Cooke was more I'm sorry. Sam Cooke was more in the movement than what meets the eye because there's something on Netflix. It's called The Two Killings of Sam Cooke, and it tells you about how he was politically involved more than just his music. So
Hmm. I watched that before this movie, and that's a great point because when you watch the movie, if you never saw that, you would kind of be like, "Oh, so that's all he did." But at the end of the movie, they did say he did drive the
Mm-hmm.
movement in different ways. But during that conversation, it's kind of like, damn, like everybody starts as a
all you do
baby
is
in a
check and
movie.
drive.
I
Yeah,
feel
everybody
like
starts
in
as a baby activist.
yeah, I feel like in that movie they were just kind of showing us how Malcolm X was trying to get them to move forward with their movement because they all were kind of trying to say, "I do my own little thing," but he was like, "Nah, though, you need to do more."
Yeah. Hmm.
And
Mm.
he's kind of right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this movie was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, as we mentioned, Leslie Odom Jr., who played Sam Cooke, and Best Adapted Screenplay, Kemp Powers. So that was a good
Oh, that's the one
screenplay.
who wrote
Yeah.
it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. It was good lines. It wasn't a time where I was like, that don't go right. Like
Mm-hmm.
it gelled together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was beautifully written and beautifully acted. They did that thing. They did it.
Mhm.
I hope they win. I really do.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
anyways,
sweet mates, I can't wait to watch it with y'all.
so I really hope that they win, and I guess we'll probably come back and let you know if they won,
Yeah.
if they were
Or you could
snubbed.
check out our Instagram. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll do it on Instagram.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is a better idea. Check out our Instagram at underscore the sweet life. That's life with a Y, LYFE. Bye.
Life, no Jennings. See you later, but the couch is mine. Thanks for visiting for the Oscars.